right, here we go. Basically, I'm doing an ace of putting a steep helix oil groove into an ace bearing from a 1926 Ace motorcycle. This is a non-pressured motor, and it has a steep helix gear, one on the upper half of the bearing and one on the lower. So this is a Fisher oil grooving machine, and how it works is that by engaging this rod, this carriage, with this rod here, it's got a groove running down the side, and then you come up here. This the lever with the handle on it is set screwed to the shaft, and it's following an indentation in that groove with a roller. So when the tool comes out, it goes to the bottom of the stroke. As you can see, it lifts it out of the cut. So that gives it a real steep helix, depending on the length of the stroke that you set it to. If I was to take this out of disengagement and lock that in place out of the can, it would put a figure 8 oil groove into it. As you can see, I don't know how well you guys can see in there, but you can see the groove coming in right there. And it comes up against the stop. The stop is on this side right here. And this is, you put it all the way in so you don't have to keep track of where you are in the bore when it's cutting. But that's how they did it in the old days in a production method. Either that or scrape it in by hand. This has a simple, there's a scale in there so you can modify the stroke, not modify, but set the stroke wherever you needed to set it. And we'll put that groove in there. We got oil fittings all over this damn thing, but it's quite a machine for its day. I figure it's about 1920, 1922, somewhere in there. This is what they called a 2-horsepower motor back in the day. Probably weighs about 300 pounds right by itself. Very quiet when it runs, except for it's got a clutch back there. And that makes a slight noise, but pretty much it's almost effortlessly quiet. And that's about it.